Hi, Lydia, Jeff. Thank you for joining me today to talk about renovation cells. I'm excited to have this chat with you and share this with my database and also those that follow me on social media. I think this is a really cool concept for anybody that has any type of attraction to real estate at all. So why don't you give me a quick overview about what renovation cells does, and then I'm going to have some questions for you.
Sure. Thank you for having us, Roxanne. So renovation cells, just to keep it very, very simple, does cosmetic renovations, okay, only, meaning we will swap out countertops, we will paint cabinets, we're not going to move walls or rebuild cabinets in the pre-sale market only. So we work with real estate agents and homeowners to get their houses, those houses cosmetically updated. And the value proposition for both homeowner and real estate agent is to sell that house at a higher number. So increase their asset value there, as well as decrease the time on market, right? Okay. So that's our purpose. So, and I'll share this with you. This will summarize it. I think this PDF does a pretty good job of it, right? So what we do is not new in the marketplace, Roxanne. Like, there's real estate agents that have contractors and they connect them with the house sellers and they get the house ready when they see it needs updating. We're the one-stop shop. So we would drive the project management. We have the contractors that work for us, and the design side is all handled up in Chicago at our headquarters. So we can move faster, more efficiently, and we can do all of the cosmetic updates and even procure the materials. You'll see some before and afters here, getting this kitchen to look like this, which is what buyers want. Homeowners want, or the buyers today want move-in ready. So we're able to take spaces, and in 2 to 3 weeks time, that's our average project length, we can update that space, get it Instagram ready, because over 97% of buyers now, the first time they ever see a home they're going to buy is online. So the curb appeal, it better be curb appeal online now, because that's where buyers are finding their homes. And we're making that house Instagram ready for Zillow and realtor.com. So you can see some examples there, but that's what renovation cells does.
So one of the biggest pushbacks we get is we're in a really hot market, right? There's bidding wars, there's multiple bids, people are paying more for the house than it's even being listed for. So why is this important? I think there's a lot of people that feel that this is not important in a hot market. Can you touch on that?
Yeah, so it's important in both a hot market and a softer market. So in a hot market, again, your performing real estate agents are going to deal with clients that perhaps feel like their house is even worth more than perhaps it is. In order to get that number, they're going to need to update. Performing real estate agents understand that. You're also in a market like this, you still have to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, again, online. So I'll give you an example. I'm in Austin, Texas, Roxanne, and I'll share this with you, and I think I've done this with you before, but I'll actually share with you Zillow, because if you look on Zillow, you'll see those houses that have been sitting for a long time in your market. We hear about the ones that sell without even being listed in the market, but here's Zillow. You should see my screen right now. What's your zip code? I think 75093. I think I did this with you and Sarah at some point.
Yes.
So there's your market right there, and so we're looking at houses that have been on the market for, we want to see days on Zillow for 30 plus days. And that's, by the way, when a real estate agent starts hitting the panic button as to why is this house not selling? If it's more than 30 days, that's not good, in particular in a hot market. So when you start seeing these red dots, you start asking yourself, okay, well, why? If you look at the pictures, you'll see they're not cosmetically updated. Here's a great renovation cells kitchen.
Yeah,
that right there, you're asking for 600, 700, 800,000, and you've got old cabinets and old countertops. Like, invest the 15, whatever, how much ever that investment is, put the money into it to where that house will sell for more and will sell quickly. Now, watch this, Roxanne. When I back up, those are all the houses in Plano and the surrounding areas. All those red dots that have been sitting for more than 30 days.
That actually blows my mind, because everything my husband and I look at is gone in a matter of days, but obviously we're looking for move-in ready too.
Well, and you're seeing houses that were move-in ready initially. And don't get me wrong, some will sell as is, and they'll just price it accordingly and keep it low. And Lydia, please jump in if I'm missing something here. But that this in a down market, the red dots, just so we're clear, get bigger and bigger.
Get bigger,
There's just
yeah.
a lot more red dots in a slower market, right? But in a slower market, now you've got real estate agents that may have done lazy real estate and said, "Hey, no, it's good. Let's sell as is." In a down market, they don't have a choice. They have to update that if they're going to have any chance at moving. So,
and the key for where renovation sells comes in, Roxanne, is reaching for that untapped equity or unrecognized equity. So yes, you could put your home on the market today, list it for $750,000. You're going to get a couple bids on that house. But if you invested $50,000 into that house, maybe it's 1.2 million or 1.3 million. So that's where we come in. And that's where the value of renovation sales comes in.
Gotcha. So talk to me about, so we talked about a hot booming market, and then we talked about a softer market, but what happens in a market where it's upside down, like the Great Recession? Can you talk to me about that?
right. You'll have houses that, well, first off, we offer financing for clients, right? So in a typical market right now, we see that about 8 to 10% of people utilize that financing. We certainly see in a slower market, more people are going to utilize that financing. But Roxanne, it's kind of what I mentioned a little while ago. The slower the market, the more of those red dots there are. If it's distressed and it's someone that's going to walk away from the home, well, that's probably not a client that we're going to be working with. But the amount of houses that we need to work on to run a very large scale business, anywhere from 55 to 65 per year, and then you grow beyond that, we don't need a ton to be worked on. So in a slower market, we're going to have a lot more opportunities. The ones that are extremely distressed, like foreclosure or something like that, certainly we're not going to be working with those folks.
Gotcha. So you talked about to have a solid business, you need to do about 55 jobs a year or 60 jobs a year. That leads me to my next question, because another pushback would be, or that I've heard is, well, I could do that myself. Why would I need a franchise to do that? Well, in my head, I'm thinking if I were doing this by myself, 55 seems like a lot of jobs for me to run. So can you address that?
Right. So it's 55 plus. And then you again, a lot of our business owners want to be even beyond that.
Right.
And yes, you nailed it. It's speed. It's efficiency. It's outsourcing some of those things that you don't want to deal with that take a lot of time, that allow you to just move and scale faster. And I'll give you an example. It's the design side, right? The design side is all handled by the renovation sales team in Chicago. So we're able to take a 3D rendering with an iPhone 11 or newer, upload that in a software package called Matterport, and the design team can see the space. They can design the space, pick colors, pick fixtures and faucets and all of that stuff for that business. So this allows you to move quickly. Well, speed is a really big deal to real estate agents. They want to list that house as soon as possible. So usually a design is going to take us anywhere from 3 to 7 days to do. Well, that 3 to 7 days, when you start, when you have 3-4 projects going on at once,
Yeah.
frees you up to build relationships with real estate agents, check in on projects, not have to worry about finding a certain light fixture or picking out colors at Benjamin Moore. The design team's going to do that for you. And that's just one example. Doesn't include the business coaching, the use of the brand, which when you're attached to a brand, your business is typically worth more, right? And franchises tend to sell for more. So, all of that is the design alone is just a really big deal as to why you'd franchise this versus doing it on your own.
And I would add to that too, the marketing that we provide, the website development, the social media, we handle it all. And our designers are not just designers, they're also project managers. And there's a dedicated single point of contact for all of our franchisees to take care of that for them.
Wow, that's a lot. Does the homeowner usually defer to the real estate agent? So when the design comes back and it's presented, who usually says, yeah, let's do it?
Ultimately, the homeowner's got to be the one that says yes. Okay. Sometimes the real estate agent can represent that for them. But a lot of times we're meeting with the homeowner and the real estate agent. And when we walk in, they already know what they want done, right? The real estate agent's already clued in. They're used to, I want the countertops, I want the cabinets. In the master bath, we're going to do countertops and we're going to put in new lighting. And so we're able to put together an estimate on an iPad with a program we have that's customized for renovation sales. And they can DocuSign, but ultimately it's the homeowner that's got to decide to do it. It's the real estate agent that even before we got there to meet with them, has already given them the heads up that, hey, this is something we should do. So that helps an awful lot.
Does the franchisee have any employees, or do they just have contractors in the community that do work for them?
Yeah, they don't need employees as they come into this business. Now, as you grow and you scale and you're a year or two in it, you can add a project manager to handle the checking in on the projects. You may even hire a business development person as you get really big that's working on another territory and building relationships with real estate agents there. But you don't need employees. We use subcontractors. You need 6 to 7, a painter, a electrician, a plumber, countertop person, flooring. And they love working for Renovation Sales because we give them a project where, number one, they're getting paid immediately. Number two, half the time the house is vacated. So the service side that they would have to provide is limited. At minimum, the client's not emotionally attached.
Yeah.
And they're simple projects. So for them, they get to get in and get out, which is exactly what they love. So no
Good
employees.
stuff. That was a lot in a little bit of time. I can't think of any other questions. Is there anything else you'd want someone watching this to know that I haven't asked you yet, or we didn't talk about yet?
No, I think the only thing I'd add is just the investment. The investment's 80 to 103, and that's all in. That includes the franchise fee and operating capital. If you buy a second territory, then it goes to 120 to 143. And that's the average. The average business owner right now that's coming on board with us, Roxanne, is buying 2 territories. Some buying 3, and some buying 1. So just the investment level. So your candidates or your clients are aware of that.
Great question that I forgot to ask. And available, looking to grow here in DFW and in Oklahoma City and Tulsa?
Yes, we have 1 business owner in Dallas right now. We have 1 coming on board in South Austin, actually today, that just came on board in South Austin. San Antonio is sold out. But yes, those areas, we at least have 8 to 9 territories left in Dallas and in Tulsa, and plenty of opportunities there.
And the last thing I would add is that this is a full-time effort type of business. It's not semi-absentee. So for those that are looking for a manager type business, this would not be for you, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It is
At least for
Monday
the first
through
year or
Friday.
2.
Right. I do want to add, though, it is Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So even though our primary customer is the real estate agent, we are not working the real estate agent hours. So
Yeah, that's a good point too.
yes, it is a lifestyle business. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, that's when we're doing projects. That's when we're meeting with realtors. So I always like to add that as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So for those of you watching and listening, if you want more information about Renovation Sales, I'd be happy to get that to you. Reach out to me. You'll have my contact information, and I'd be happy to tell you the next steps to be able to introduce you to Renovation Sales. Lydia, Jeff, thank you again for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Roxanne.
Roxanne.